Hello, this is the Provoked Prawn, and this is a video to compare the Corsair IronClaw with the Corsair Scimitar RGB Elite. These are the two latest versions of Corsair mice. Starting with the Scimitar, this is a gaming mouse that's aimed at MOBA and MMO players that sports 18,000 DPI, 17 programmable buttons, 3 customizable profiles that you can switch between the software, and a wired connection. It is around $70 or £75 to purchase, so it's pretty affordable. It's a palm grip mouse with some interesting features. Now, I've unboxed and given an overview of this mouse separately that I'll link to in the description. It's worth checking out if you want to find out more about it, but it is a fairly interesting mouse. Now, when I was going through and using it, it felt very similar in the look and feel and the shape of it to the Corsair IronClaw that you can see here. This mouse is a 10 button mouse with a very similar look and feel to it. It is, however, wireless. It is also roughly the same price. You can use this mouse in wireless or wired mode with both Bluetooth and Corsair's 2.4 GHz slipstream wireless technology, which means you can get a really lag-free connection. But in Bluetooth, it also offers up to 50 hours battery life. Now, the IronClaw is one of my favourite gaming mice because of that dual connectivity option, the sheer amount of battery life you get out of it, but also because of the size and shape of it. It's a large mouse, it's really well designed, it's got lots of comfortable accents on it that include these ridged and rubberized grips on either side, and you can see the buttons as kind of large, easy access buttons. They can all be programmed within Corsair's IQ software, so you can customize them until your heart's content. And you see a DPI level indicator on the left hand side that lets you know what DPI level you're at. The Scimitar RGB Elite, meanwhile, is similar in the way it's shaped, but is perhaps a little bit smaller in the hand. However, it does have this really cool 12 button plate on the side that you can adjust by simply unscrewing underneath, and then you can move it up and down the left hand side of the mouse and position it the way you want to, and then just tighten up that bolt underneath and that will keep it in place. You'll also note it has these textured and ridged design on the button, which essentially allows you to feel where your thumb is when you're using it, work out what buttons you're pressing in the heat of battle. And obviously having 17 programmable buttons is useful for various different games, but if you're playing MOBA and MMO games, or you need any sort of game where you need micromanagement or lots of macros or easy access to loads of buttons both on your keyboard and your mouse, then this is obviously a great bit of kit to turn to, and you can customize all those buttons in numerous different ways. It's really cool. As I said, the IronClaw is a real joy to use, a very comfortable mouse, really well designed. You'll note both of them have a kind of rubberized textured finish to them. I would say that I find the IronClaw to be a lot more comfortable. I have a large hand, so I feel that this fits in the hand a bit better. There's not that much in terms of size difference between the two, but somehow the IronClaw just feels better to me in the hand. And I do, however, like having access to all those buttons, but you still get 10 buttons on the IronClaw, plus the ability to switch between wired and wireless mode, and as I said, up to 50 hours of battery life with the lighting turned off and in Bluetooth mode. The fact that it works in Bluetooth mode also means you could use it with a laptop without having to take the dongle out of your main PC, so keep the tiny 2.4 GHz slipstream wireless dongle plugged into your PC, but then you can take the mouse with you, connect onto Bluetooth and use it on other devices too, which is really handy from my point of view. Also, wireless freedom is great. I did a separate video to compare the IronClaw with the Corsair Dark Core that you can see here, which is another solid favourite of mine. A bit more expensive, a bit more flexible though, because it has Qi charging, but you can see that's got a pretty neat design to it as well. A bit thinner, but very nice. Side by side, you can see the IronClaw, now well used and much loved, next to the newer Scimitar RGB Elite, and you'll see that's what I was talking about in terms of the sort of slope design to them and the way they fit in the hand. it is still a very nice looking mouse. It does feel a bit cheap in the hand perhaps at times, however it is feature rich, ridiculous amounts of things going on here. You have a profile switching button and a DPI switching button on the top there next to the mouse wheel, all those customizable buttons, everything you see can be customized. You have 4 RGB lighting zones, one of which is at the front by the 1, 2 and 3 buttons on that side pad, and you can actually set that up so that when you're using the sniper mode, so you can assign a sniper mode in here where you press and hold for a lower DPI. That light will change colour to let you know that you're in that sniper mode. Sniper mode is common to Corsair mice, so you can have it on the IronClaw as well, but it is a nice feature. Here a close up of the side, you'll see on the right hand side you do have the texture grip similar to the IronClaw, so you do get some rest and grip to it, and as I said, there's a nice rubbered texture on the top anyway, so it does fit in the hand. If you have a smaller hand and you're perhaps not as much of a clumsy buffoon as I am, but you still want loads and loads of buttons, then the Scimitar is certainly going to be a good choice. Neither of these mice are particularly garish in terms of RGB. If you're looking for bright RGB lighting, like ridiculously bright, you probably want to look elsewhere. It's not necessarily these, but they still are fantastic bits of gaming goodness that sit nicely on your desk, and they obviously sync with other Corsair products. So if, like me, you've got a Corsair keyboard or lights in your PC, then you can obviously sync that all up. Again, you can see the side by side. Apologies for the state of the IronClaw, have been using it for quite a long time now, switching between various different mice, but I often find myself going back to this one, and it is a solid bit of kit. Hope you found this video useful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. This has been the Provoked Prawn. Hope you found this video useful, interesting or hilarious. Be sure to subscribe and check out these other videos, as well as taking a look in the description for links and other information you might find useful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or anything you'd like to see extra about this, and have a great life.